Alright, welcome to this video where I am going to be attempting to create my own console using a microbit. Now, because my budget's a bit low and I don't have a lot of time, I'm kind of curious to see how this will work out, as it could either end up in a complete failure, one of my more mediocre creations, or it's actually going to be something really good. I'm hoping on the third option, but let's see. So I created a checklist on what I think I should start with, and first thing what I need to do is decide what to do. I've kind of already done that, so basically I'm doing on my own console using a microbit, if you could call that console. I'm going to be attempting to create something where I can play the games, and I am also decided to what game I'm going to do for this video, which is a simple ping pong game. Next, I need to design the controller and the console itself. Now, I've done like 2 classes in design and technology at school on ergonomics, so kinda an expert, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, in all seriousness, this will be fun to create. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed the video, and let's get started. Alright, after a bit, I managed to connect my microbit a bit because there were some errors. I couldn't do it, and it took me like half an hour to fix it. But in the end, I've done it. It was an error with Scratch. Next, first thing I did once I got the Scratch up and running is create a mini lightsaber using this. Now the reason is because I suppose it kind of looks like a lightsaber. 2, I thought it'd be fun, and 3, it kind of related to what I need to do. So I've created this simple lightsaber. It's got sound effects and animations. So how is this related to the project, you might ask? Well, I'm just gonna attempt to see a few things and see which one works the best. That's a lot of programming. See if which one works the best. And if I do that, let me just test it out. Change. Yep. It's barely really moving, but if I make that a bit more obvious. Now I'm actually moving my hand, but as you can see here, it's also moving. It's not the best movement, so I'm gonna try to fix that. But this is a pretty simple sketch of what I need to do, and it works okay considering I have the budget of a potato. So I'm just gonna test that out and see if I'll make it work. Now I'm actually changing this because I'm actually supposed to do the art first in my checklist, but who cares about this? I'm back and I've finished a quick sample of the ping pong game. Now this isn't final and it's pretty basic, but this is what I've done so far. We've got 2 pallets and we play ping pong, and I'm actually moving my hand as long with the pallet when it's moving. Now I am actually really bad, but who knows, maybe you're probably better if you create this. So now we've done about one, two. So we've done two more progress on our checklist. Now what we have to do is draw the game art, which I skipped. We have to fix some bugs, and we have to create a product at the end. I'm also adding a phase I might add a phase where I'm trying to adapt more of my games to work with this console if I think that it's actually not a complete failure. So let's start the game art. First thing what I did is I went to my low budget starting screen, deleted everything like one of those, and created multiple backgrounds. Now using some of the Scratch things, I managed to create a few. such as using this wood. But overall, I think because of making the ping pong table, which is it's on the view is from above, you can have a wood ground. I'm gonna try to find one with some grass. I mean, not grass. Sorry, I'm confusing it. I'm confusing it with pool. I'm gonna try to find a more plastic, some like plastic imitating, and I can't find one. Thanks, Scratch. Alright, so originally I was going to use some assets from Scratch, but all I managed to use is wood that I had to Photoshop from a bunch of backgrounds. So, that's not really helpful, but I had a bit of fun trying to replicate a shadow, as you can see here. And although it's not the most detailed, who cares? So let me just import that into my original project. I already have the bats, and the ball is actually just a circle, so I didn't need to go too detailed. Let's test that out. Gotta make this a bit bigger. Okay, let's test that out. Okay, it's not really the biggest. It doesn't really fit everything, but it kind of works. I'm gonna actually play that and see how good or bad it is. So, stay there. Okay, I'm gonna go easy because I'm absolutely terrible at this game. It actually worked pretty well, not gonna lie. Okay, I failed, and I'm literally playing on easy mode. I mean, I got set score to 0. I mean, I'm not too bad considering I'm like the first person to play this. So I'm the best ping pong player using my own console ever. So it's not like I'm the first to ever do it on this certain game that I haven't actually shared. But best player ever, if you can call me that. Let's just set score to 0 when we start. So now we select. I'm gonna try to play hard. I'm gonna fail at the second level. Oh, I actually did it. Actually didn't do too bad. Oh, actually, I'm starting to get the hang of it. It's kind of hard because you have to move your hand. Yeah. A score of 7. That's not too bad. Let me try easy. How much should I get easy? If I didn't. Okay. Let me just try easy. Okay, that's kind of embarrassing. Okay, how did I do better on hard mode than easy? But anyway, that's you get the gist of how you play this. It's impossible to beat the computer because it always goes to where your ball is, but it's kind of interesting to see what score you can get. So I had a lot of fun doing that. Let's try to convert some of my other games into microbit playable. So let's just do that. And I'm going to work on the ad later. I mean, I have time. This actually didn't take as long as I thought it would. And that means I can start creating a bit more, as I didn't realize I actually already had a plan of how I was going to do it, and using some experience that I've already had because I've already tried to do this before. I mean, I haven't done it as well. It was actually just a microbit by itself, no other like Lego or ropes to hold your hand like you saw in the time lapse that I made earlier. But that's a good not too bad console for now. I've also made a light table. I'm probably going to turn that into game, but let's just see what I can do. Alright, I'm back, and I've created a few of my games to be compatible with my controller. Now, I've also added a different one, which has the normal controller instead of the single one you hold in your hand. And so far, I've made the ping pong game, the platformer we made in the Sora series, the scrolling maze game, which we made in a different tutorial series, and this improved lightsaber while I demoed. I showed at the start. I'm probably going to turn this into a Star Wars game, but who knows. Next, I wanted to go on a really popular game to see if I could turn that one, because I thought like that one would be pretty good. So I went to a Path of Scratch where it tells you some statistics. I wanted to go see the most viewed projects, and it was this. I also wanted to see some others, but then I realized they're either a copy of this, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, or some games that require a lot of the mouse, which is kind of hard to run a console, considering like this is 2D Minecraft, and you can't really code that using this, because 2D games with scrolling and the mouse are kind of hard to do on a console, because 3D games, you get it, it's a bit easier to move, but for this one, it's kind of harder. So the one that's obviously remaining is this Geometry Dash remake. So let's see how it worked out. I also created a unique animation for this game on the controller, so you'll see that in the final product. I've created some animations for each one. So let's play the Stereo Madness one. So I'm gonna start with this one. Now credits at the end to whoever made this game. You probably, if you've been on Scratch, you've probably seen this before. It's got 57 million views on it. If you don't believe me, look. And I haven't even used any inspector or anything. It's actually got that many. So let's just play that. I'm using my controller, by the way, which is kind of weird to see this in actual action on a real game. So, you know. Wow, this is weird to know that you're playing a game with something you've made from, well, not exactly scratch, because I'm using a microbit, but still, it's pretty impressive. So now we've got a few games, and now I need to finish the product, try improve it on anything that I think is better to add, and then create an ad. Now the ad will probably be starred in a different video I'll release later, because this video is going to get pretty long, and I don't want to surpass the 10-minute mark by too much, so you'll see the ad in another video. Okay, now let's try and... However, I will give you a quick video of how the final product looks, like a little teaser. So let's just quickly tweak the controller a bit and the console, and you'll see how this controller looks. A few more different games to be added. Now we've got the original ping pong, the platformer from the tutorial series, the lightsaber demo, which I'm probably going to use in the Star Wars game, and the scrolling maze tutorial video. Next, I wanted to add the most viewed project, which is this Geometry Dash remake by Griffpatch. And if we just play this, it's actually got 60 million views, and that's a lot, even by YouTube standards. So it's a pretty simple principle. However, it's pretty complicated because there's a lot of different levels which make it a bit more complicated, and then you've got different aspects of the game, like these normally, which you have to jump through to actually make them apply. But overall, I'd think that it's a pretty simple game to make microbit compatible. Also, I thought it turned out to be actually really hard, because although it might look simple, there's a lot of complicated programming involved, and although I might be actually pretty decent at it, you have to find every single place where it is, or else the project won't work. So that's the original version. Let's test mine out using my own console. Also, it's got a unique animation for each game. So once I release the video about like showing all its details, then make sure to check that out, and you'll see each animation. It's kind of weird to realize that you're playing a game that you've made with your own controller, which although I didn't exactly start from scratch at a microbit, it was still pretty hard to create it and create a blueprint for the right shape so that you can play either controller mode, which is what I'm doing right now, or sports mode, like I like to call it. Well, some aspects it might be harder. Overall, I find that it's not too much difference like there is in most games that I've converted. And this is pretty... The only bad thing is you can't pause, I think. Oh, you can pause. Press P and it pauses. That's cool to know. So overall, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe so that you can be notified when the video about the console is released, where I basically create an ad for it, only I'm not selling the product. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Overall, have a good day.